How the US presidential election could reshape the world. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of the biggest topics right now, the US presidential election. And the question on everyone's mind, is the world going to change with the results of this election? Stay tuned as we unpack how the decisions made in the United States might ripple across the globe. Let's get into it. The US presidential election is a major event that doesn't just affect the United States. The President of the United States has an enormous amount of influence over global politics, economics, and even the climate. In fact, the US has the world's largest economy, and as one of the most powerful nations, its policies shape everything from trade and defense to the future of our planet. Who becomes the next president can have huge effects, especially in the realms of foreign policy, security, and environmental policy. Whether it's reshaping trade deals, forging new alliances, or addressing climate change, the US holds a pivotal role in world affairs. So what are the big issues in this year's election that could change the world? First up, climate change. We've seen climate disasters intensify in recent years, and countries are looking to the US for leadership in fighting global warming. Under the Biden administration, there's been a strong push for re-entering the Paris Climate Agreement, and it's likely to continue if Biden is re-elected. But on the other hand, if Donald Trump wins, we could see a return to more isolationist policies with less global cooperation on environmental issues. His previous term saw the US pulling out of global agreements, which could have lasting effects on the climate efforts worldwide. Next up, global trade and economics. The US has historically been a key player in shaping trade policies. Under Trump, we saw a shift towards America First policies, favoring tariffs and renegotiating trade agreements like NAFTA, now known as the USMCA. A second Trump term might see a continued focus on protectionism, potentially sparking trade wars with major economies like China. Meanwhile, Biden's approach has been more focused on multilateral trade agreements, supporting alliances like NATO and strengthening ties with the European Union. The direction the US takes will influence global supply chains, economic stability, and cooperation with other nations. Another huge aspect of this election is foreign policy and global security. The US plays a key role in ensuring stability around the world. If Biden stays in power, we can expect a focus on rebuilding relationships with allies, especially after tensions from the previous administration. On the other hand, a Trump presidency would likely result in more unilateral decisions. We could see a decrease in international cooperation and perhaps even a weakening of NATO, something that has global implications for security. And then there's the Russia-China dynamic. Under Biden, the US has worked hard to counter Russia's influence in Ukraine and China's growing global presence. But with Trump, we saw a more lenient stance towards Russia and a tough trade war with China. Depending on the outcome, we could either see a continuation of these policies or a drastic change in direction. The consequences of this election reach far beyond the borders of the US. It affects global trade, foreign relations, and even the climate. But what about the everyday impact? For instance, policy changes on immigration could shift migration patterns. A focus on global health can affect how countries collaborate to handle pandemics. In terms of the economy, shifts in US trade policy could impact countries heavily reliant on US imports or exports. This could be felt in markets around the world, from tech industries in Asia to agriculture in Latin America. As you can see, the US presidential election isn't just about choosing a leader for America. It has far-reaching consequences that could shape the future of our planet. The way the US leads in climate, trade, and security will affect global stability, the economy, and even the way we interact with each other. So what do you think? Will the world change based on the election results? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more updates on global affairs and elections. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.